Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor, and or felony punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself in this. You have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If for whatever reason during any point in this proceeding you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the...
Mr. Sir is back, and he's about to learn the hard way why showing up to court without legal representation is one of the dumbest decisions you can make. This is your first time on the channel. This is actually part 2 of a case we covered a while ago. And let me just say, Daniel Sir is an absolute clown. The guy flat out refuses to answer Judge Simpson's questions, acting smug and arrogant like he's somehow above the law. And just to set the tone for how bad this is going to get, he literally strolls into court chewing gum, no lawyer by his side, just full of himself. Like seriously, guys, never ever do what this dude is doing. Get representation. Always. But enough of me talking, let's jump straight into the chaos and see exactly how Sir tries to play games with Judge Simpson today.
Thank you.
So I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
preliminary examination. Yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals of the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently dismissed without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all of the discovery. That is the concern. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed include appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping that we can sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is something the defendant's prepared to move forward, and if he ever has filed a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Magoo, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong, as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against me.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying, because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. As it regards the motion, we will hear the motion on, or the motion will be heard on date of exam.
Thank you, Your
deal
Honor.
with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We can try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025. 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On continue.
This guy is the perfect example of why you absolutely need legal representation in court. Not only is he smug, but he actually thinks he can outsmart the judge, which I have no idea why he thought that was a good idea. Honestly, he gives off total sovereign citizen vibes. I've covered a ton of sovereign citizens on my channel, and they all act the same, smug, arrogant, and convinced they're smarter than the judge. Spoiler alert, they're not. Now, here's the kicker. This guy isn't just in court for some small thing. He's facing charges for assaulting a police officer, and on top of that, he lost custody of his kid because of it. You don't just randomly lose custody, that's serious. Yet he's acting like it's no big deal, just another day in the park, saying, "Oh, I didn't do it," while refusing to get a lawyer. And here's the truth, by representing himself, he's just digging a deeper hole. Every smug comment, every time he talks back, the judge is hating him more and more, and honestly, I think everyone watching probably feels the same. To the end of the day, it's simple, you need legal representation. I've never seen someone represent themselves and come out on top, especially people like this. The fact that this guy had custody of a kid before blows my mind, because he comes across as unstable, immature, and completely out of touch with reality. That's going to wrap up my take on this one. But don't worry, there's another court hearing coming up in January, and I'll be covering it when it drops. Trust me, it's going to be wild. If you enjoyed this breakdown, a like and subscribe really helps me out, and I appreciate every single one of you who watches. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, take care.